Most men seek validation. You see it every day, watching them scroll, watching them perform for attention they don't even feel inside. Did you see that? Did she like it? That's the question that haunts their mornings. That's the question that steals their nights. They are waiting for a sign, a pat on the back, a whisper of permission from the world to step forward. And while they wait, life moves, opportunities pass, moments die, and they stay exactly the same. But the man who becomes unrecognizable, he doesn't ask. He doesn't look for a nod from anyone. He doesn't need applause. He works in silence. He trains when the room is empty. He studies when the sun is asleep. He pushes his body and his mind when nothing inside feels good. Pain doesn't scare him. Comfort doesn't seduce him. The world's noise doesn't touch him. Imagine it. A man alone in the dark, pages turning softly under a desk lamp. His muscles ache from a workout hours ago, and yet he's back in the gym before the city even wakes. He doesn't post it. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't seek credit. He does it because he knows something most men never learn. Mastery is invisible before it becomes undeniable. You hear him? No, you don't. You wouldn't even notice if you passed him in the street. He blends in until the moment he can't, until the moment his effort, his discipline, his relentless consistency manifests in a way that can't be ignored. And when that moment comes, it's not ego, it's not arrogance, it's pure, undeniable presence. Most men are busy performing. They scream their achievements, they chase validation. Look at me, look what I did. The unrecognizable man doesn't. He lets the results speak. He doesn't announce his discipline. He doesn't explain his journey. Every repetition, every sacrifice, every moment spent when no one else is watching compounds into power that is quiet, yet impossible to ignore. You can see it in the way he moves, calm, precise, deliberate, nothing wasted, nothing frivolous. His body is a map of years of decisions you didn't see. His mind is a fortress built in the silence of every day that most men squandered. People assume luck, people assume talent, but they never see the late nights, the lonely mornings, the invisible grind that forged him into someone the world can't pretend to overlook. And here's the truth. Most men will never understand it. They will never sacrifice comfort for progress. They will never be patient enough to build in silence. They will never be disciplined enough to ignore applause. Because discipline is lonely. Consistency is invisible. And mastery? Mastery does not wait for recognition. It doesn't seek it. It demands it only of yourself, and eventually, the world has no choice but to notice. So what are you doing when no one is watching? Are you scrolling, waiting, hoping? Or are you building, even when the world doesn't care? This is your choice. Every hour spent chasing approval is an hour lost. Every day spent performing for others is a day you will never get back. The question isn't whether the world sees you. It's whether you're willing to do the work that ensures the world will never forget you. This is not a video about hype. This is a video about the quiet, relentless construction of a man who cannot be ignored, not because he demands attention, but because discipline made him undeniable. And if you want to witness the full journey, if you want to learn what it takes to become unrecognizable, then subscribe. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs the wake-up call. Invite your friends into the work, into the grind, into the silence that separates the ordinary from the exceptional. Because most men will wait, but the man who becomes unrecognizable, He stopped waiting a long time ago. We see them every day. The men waiting for a spark, a push, a reason to act. The ones who check their phones in the middle of the night, hoping inspiration will knock. Maybe tomorrow, they whisper to themselves. Maybe tomorrow they'll start. Maybe tomorrow they'll change. But tomorrow never comes, because they're busy performing the same routines that got them nowhere yesterday. And then there's him, the one who doesn't wait. You see him maybe once, maybe twice, but never for long. He's the guy in the corner of the library, hunched over pages nobody else wants to read. He's the man lifting weights while the sun rises, when no one else is awake. You don't notice the sweat on his brow, the strain in his muscles, the ache in his bones. You only notice the outcome later, when everything he's built becomes visible in ways you can't ignore. He doesn't need cheers. He doesn't need likes. He doesn't need anyone to see the sacrifices. Because the real work, the kind that transforms a man, is invisible. And yet it screams louder than any performance ever could. We see men brag about potential. They say, I could do this, I could be that. And yet the only thing they do consistently is talk. They're loud when they should be silent. They're quick to claim credit, slow to take action. Their lives are mirrors of hesitation and excuses. He, on the other hand, is methodical. Every step, every decision, every hour is deliberate. He doesn't skip. He doesn't delay. He doesn't negotiate with his standards. When the ego screams for recognition, he remains quiet. When the world begs for distraction, he remains disciplined. And every choice he makes compounds. Every small, unseen effort piles up into something unstoppable. We see the difference in the way people react to him. They sense it before they understand it. Respect isn't demanded. Fear isn't forced. Presence is earned through the consistent, invisible labor of someone who refused to be ordinary. They don't know what he does, but they know they can't ignore him. They feel it in his posture, his calm, unshakable gaze, the energy that radiates from a man who built himself when no one was watching. This isn't about talent. Talent fades. Talent dies when it's not sharpened by effort. This is about the man who outworks, outthinks, and outlasts everyone else. The man who trains his body, refines his mind, and tempers his ego until he becomes a force the world can't dismiss. The kind of man who doesn't need permission because he's already earned it from himself. And here's the hardest truth. Most men will never see it. They will never understand what it feels like to push through when nothing makes sense. They will never know the loneliness of building while the world distracts. They will never feel the satisfaction of watching themselves transform into someone unrecognizable, someone untouchable, someone the world is forced to respect, not because he asks for it, but because he became it. So ask yourself, where are you wasting time? Who are you waiting to impress? What applause are you chasing that will never satisfy you? The man who becomes unrecognizable doesn't ask those questions. He acts, he builds, he transforms. He doesn't wait for life to hand him motivation. He becomes motivation incarnate. If you want to step into that life, if you want to understand the art of invisible dominance, then act now. Subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who needs to see it. Bring your friends into the work that will separate the ordinary from the exceptional. Because the world rewards the men who act when no one is watching, who train when nothing feels right, and who build while others are distracted. Most men are still waiting, but the unrecognizable man, he's already started. And the question isn't if you can keep up. It's if you're willing to stop waiting and start building.
We see it in the mornings before the city wakes. Most men are still tangled in blankets, scrolling, hoping for motivation to arrive like a courier. "I'll start when I feel ready," they tell themselves. But he's already moving, already running, already reading, already building himself into someone the world cannot ignore. We see it in the gym. Men gossiping, posing, seeking approval in mirrors. He's in the corner, weights clanging, muscles straining, veins screaming. No selfies, no announcements, just work. And every drop of sweat is a deposit into a vault nobody else sees, a vault that holds his transformation, his strength, his presence. We see it in the study. Men posting quotes, pretending to be thinkers, parroting wisdom they never lived. He is alone, writing, analyzing, absorbing. Every page turned is a brick in a fortress nobody can breach. He doesn't speak of it. He doesn't perform it. He becomes it. We see it in the silence. Men shout, they boast, they perform for ego. He stays quiet. He doesn't need to prove anything. The quiet man is dangerous because he's not distracted by the need for recognition. He's busy perfecting the self that will one day speak volumes without uttering a word. And here's the truth most men refuse to see. Transformation is brutal. It is relentless. It is lonely. It doesn't come in bursts of inspiration or flashes of hype. It comes in the dark hours, in the early mornings when everyone else is asleep, in the cold when comfort calls and he resists, in the moments when his body screams to quit and his mind whispers, "One more." We see the difference in results. Men chase attention. They chase quick fixes. They chase what is easy and visible. He chases excellence. He chases consistency. He chases a version of himself that doesn't exist yet, but will, because he built it. Brick by brick, repetition by repetition, sacrifice by sacrifice. And when the world finally notices, it's not admiration they feel. It's recognition of something undeniable. You can't ignore a man who has earned his presence. You can't dismiss the results of discipline. You can't replicate the power of a mind and body forged in the invisible fires of relentless work. So ask yourself, are you building when no one is watching? Or are you performing for applause that never arrives? Are you settling for noise while the unrecognizable man carves his path in silence? Every choice, every hour, every sacrifice matters. Every moment wasted is a moment someone else uses to leave you behind. This is not a video about hype. This is about reality, the harsh, unfiltered truth of what it takes to become unrecognizable. And if you're willing to commit, to sacrifice, to push beyond comfort, to build yourself when no one sees, then you will arrive. You will become undeniable. You will become the man who is feared, respected, and impossible to ignore, not because he seeks it, but because he earned it. So take action now. Subscribe, like this video, share it with those who are still waiting. Bring your friends into the grind. Invite them into the silence, into the effort, into the work that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The unrecognizable man didn't wait for permission, and neither should you. Most men are still looking for validation, but the man who becomes unrecognizable, he creates it himself. He builds it. He becomes it. And when he steps into the world has no choice but to acknowledge him.
We see him at the edge of night when the world is asleep, and the easy choice is to rest. Most men are still chasing distractions, scrolling, watching, hoping for motivation to appear like a gift they didn't earn. "I'll start tomorrow," they whisper again. But he is already there, running, lifting, writing, building himself in silence. Every drop of sweat, every page turned, every second spent refining his body and mind is a brick in a fortress that the world cannot breach. We see it in the subtle ways. Men boast about accomplishments before they earn them. He doesn't. He lets actions speak. He trains, learns, thinks, endures, because he knows that the invisible work compounds into undeniable presence. And when the world finally sees him, it's not luck. It's not talent. It's the accumulation of relentless effort, discipline, and patience. We see it in posture, in movement, in energy. He doesn't perform. He doesn't seek approval. Yet his presence is magnetic. People feel it before they understand it. Respect is not demanded, it is commanded through consistency, endurance, and silent mastery. The unrecognizable man does not compete for attention. He competes with himself, and in doing so, he surpasses everyone else. The truth is harsh. Most men will never understand this. They will never embrace the loneliness of building. They will never endure the discomfort that leads to transformation. They will never experience the satisfaction of quiet victories, because they are addicted to validation, to instant recognition, to comfort disguised as success. The unrecognizable man trades comfort for excellence. He trades attention for mastery. He trades the illusion of progress for real, invisible work that eventually becomes unstoppable. We see the outcome. Men may talk about change. They may dream of growth. He embodies it. He walks through the world as a force that cannot be ignored, not because he demands it, but because he has earned it. Every scar, every callus, every sacrifice is a testament to a process most will never commit to. His discipline has made him untouchable, unshakable, unrecognizable. Ask yourself, are you building in silence, or are you waiting for applause that will never come? Are you wasting your hours on validation while someone else is forging a life you'll envy? Every choice matters. Every moment counts. Every unseen effort compounds into power you cannot fake, into mastery you cannot buy. The unrecognizable man does not wait for permission. He does not perform for approval. He acts. He endures. He becomes. Now is your moment. Step into the grind. Commit to the invisible work. Subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who needs the wake-up call. Invite your friends into the relentless pursuit of excellence. The world rewards the men who build while no one is watching, who endure when comfort tempts them to quit, who transform in silence until the results are undeniable. Most men are still waiting. The unrecognizable man, he has already arrived. And when he steps into the world cannot ignore him.